Hey, what's up guys? It's Dave here. I'm bringing you a new series in LCPDFR. Some of you might like this, some of you won't, so if you don't like it, just don't bother to watch it, but you might as well stick around, you might be surprised. This car is beautiful, look at it. Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, I'm not being a traitor to you guys, by the way, just decided to do something different because, you know, it's boring doing Met Police and British stuff all the time, so I might start doing American stuff too. So this is an NYPD, radio mounted patrol vehicle, RMP. They don't call them cruisers in the NYPD if I stand correct on it. They just call them RMPs, or back in the days when only the patrol cars would have radios and the officers wouldn't. And I want to use the sirens the way they do in real life, like just tap them, because they do that to cut down on noise emissions. So I'm just trying to drive and operate the vehicle as realistic as possible at the moment. This car is ELS 7, but I'm running ELS 8 on it with my NYPD setup. So if the lights are wrong, just let me know, and I will probably fix them up. Oh shit! Put your hands on your head. Oh, he's dead. Okay, I've shot him. Oh shit! He's getting in the car. Get out of the car! What the hell is this guy doing? Oh, get out of the fucking car. There's one of the bins as well. Oh, it's a sneaky motherfucker. Alright, all suspects are dead, I think. Let's retrieve the weapons. In fact, there's not even need to do that. I'll just let the other guys do it for me, because they're the big fat tools that just decided to enter this area. I've got the female cops installed as well, but they're not NYPD ones. Nobody's bothered to make a skin of them yet. They're just the standard GTA 5 ones, but they look very similar, and the belt equipment isn't that much different. Interesting fact, and in the state of New York, police vehicles regarding blue lights, they are only allowed to be rear facing, so you'll only see blue lights on the rear of the light bar. You'll never see them in the front because it's illegal. I think they're reserved for other services. I'm not quite sure, but I know red lights are the main over there, especially in NYC. There's also a reason why the cars say NYPD police on the boot, sorry, the trunk I should say, and the bonnet now, is because when you're behind the vehicle, you don't know what department it is, and recently there's been some very sloppy driving and behaviour from some police departments in New York, and NYPD was getting all the blame for that, when it wasn't just NYPD, it was other police departments inside the city. So they decided to say, well, these are our cars, and if anybody else doesn't have NYPD on the back, then it's not ours, not our fault, don't blame us. And that's basically how it goes at the moment. Usually I don't really like Crown Vics, but in an NYPD livery, they're just brilliant. You know, there's something about the livery. It's like the Met Police orange stripe. You know, it's just iconic. I like doing American stuff too because it gives me more freedom. I don't have to worry about not responding to certain calls. I can respond to basically everything, like armed robbery, suspects, shots fired, car chases, drunk drivers, all that sort of stuff. Basically everything is it's possible to do. You'll notice I don't have British stuff installed on this map because I had to create a new folder on my GTA with American stuff on it. But I'm not going to be a cheap tool and just run American cars in my British setup, and that's what idiots do. I will, I'll try and make everything look proper. It's usually the other way around. It's usually Americans are what people I guess British people playing American stuff that install British cars into an American game. For me, it's the other way around because my game is initially set up to be British with road signs and everything, but now I'm installing an American version. Tapping the sirens like this is just addictive. It's like you can be your very own DJ cop and just play noises when you feel like it. Oh, he boxed him in. I don't know if NYPD are supposed to do this. I don't think they pursue vehicles like this. And there's usually a lot more traffic on the road, and they'll probably just wait for the traffic to naturally box them in. Oh shit, she's running. I think that's what they do. I talked to a guy from NY once, and he said that they're allowed to pursue vehicles, but it just happens really quickly. they'll pursue a car for like say 10 seconds, then it'll reach the end of the road and then it'll stop, and they'll just get out and the officers will run out. And the reason it stops is because it gets blocked to the traffic, like a red light or like say a bus or like a sea of taxis, yellow taxis by the way. Shit, she took a taxi as well. Speak of the devil. I'm gonna box this car in as well. These officers are in the way. This car's handling is pretty odd. It's not as maneuverable as my like British vehicles. It's one very big heavy thing. I guess it's really good for ramming vehicles off the road though. No, it's much better than those stupid little Astras. They're not even supposed to be police cars. They're just a piece of shit on 4 wheels. There she is. And wait for the officers to draw their guns. Oh shit! She's pulling another guy out of the taxi. She doesn't want to stop, does she? She just loves taxis. I was gonna say, I'm not gonna like aim my gun at people that, you know, I've got to pull out the car anymore, because this game just crashes on me every single time I do that. There must be something. As I explained, if you haven't watched my British patrols, like the previous ones, then I probably said something similar to the lines of, well, I don't aim my gun at suspects, I need to pull over, because if I do that, game crashes. I don't know why. I think it's a bug with LCPDFR. It always happens to me. Sometimes it doesn't, but usually when other cops are pursuing, it does, and it's something to do with the AI behaviour, I think. The behaviour of the AI when you threaten a suspect. I don't think the NYPD uses crime victims anymore. I think they're all decommissioned. I think they're using Ford Fusions and Nissan Altimas now, and a few Impalas as well. I don't know if they buy Chevy Caprices though, because I think it's just for other services. I don't think they use, like, you know, they stick with their vehicle fleets or ranges because they're predictable. I'm not sure. It'd be interesting to see an NYPD Caprice. I'm talking about the new ones. I'm not talking about those old school 90s ones with like the rotating light bars. Also, a fun question: if you guys are like familiar with the NYPD, have they started using rotating LED lights now, or have they just got flashing LEDs? Because I've heard that the newer vehicles have rotating lights in the light bar. They're just like, you know, they spin around like the old ones, but they're not halogen. Apparently they're LED, like they just stay on all the time. I don't know what's the point in that, to be honest, because it's cheaper just to make them flash. But hey, it's just me speculating. So I want to play like this sort of stuff, like American stuff. I don't want to play it just like for the novelty. I want to make it realistic. Like I want to make the traffic and the signs and everything realistic. I want to research how the real cops do it and tackle situations like that. Because if I'm going to do it for British police, I'm going to do it for these type of guys as well. So I know the siren procedures, but I'll probably have to start researching tactical positions of entry when like raiding buildings with a handgun. Or methods of like when you're being fired upon, what do you do? I mean, I know that when you pull a vehicle over, you usually turn your car to like 45-degree angle. Maybe not that big, but something like along the lines of below 45 degrees, so that if the suspect like in front of you pulls your gun out on you, then at least you've got something to sit behind and like take cover with. Something I learned on an Arma 2 roleplay server, but I've realised I knew that already from ages ago. That just jogged my memory. I just never used that technique because I never played games where I needed to do it. I want to follow this guy. What's he doing? Oh shit, what's he doing? He's just walking into the door like an idiot. Yeah. Alright, they're looking for somebody, I think. They're looking for somebody running on foot, so I think he's on the left side of us. Across this corner. Yep, there he is. Yep. Let's box him in. I like the way this police officer's just putting the gun, like staying at a distance from the car like they would in real life. It's just so cool. And this is the type of thing you'd probably have in NY, is some idiot driver and like the officers like draw the pistol out. They won't shoot, of course, unless like he blatantly just goes for a pedestrian and tries to hit them over. Like, I know it's NYPD, despite they're very bad at shooting. I mean, it's the same with Met, you know, they got complaints about shooting like people of ethnicity and all that, but usually they never use their weapon. I don't think they use tasers, but they usually use their gun, but they just point at people. They rarely fire at anyone. They'll usually like knock someone out with their stick. They only use the gun as like a tactic to put someone on the floor. Like, you know, don't move, you get shot. But apparently they never use it. Like, there were some months where like a well, I don't know if this is an absolute truth, but there are some months where a certain precinct in the NYPD won't have, and none of their officers will have to discharge their weapon at all. Like, I remember reading on their website, it was like they were celebrating about it, but I mean, like all, you know, capital or major police forces internationally around the world, you know, if you've got terrorism, say terrorist incident, and there's no other choice, or if you've got suspected gang members, they are going to shoot people. Like that guy standing in the middle of the road, for instance. What the hell was he doing back there? I really don't know. He probably waiting to sell drugs on somebody, or he's going to beg somebody to buy his mixtapes or something stupid like that. I think I'm going to do more of these NYPD patrols because so far it's really fun. In fact, it's more fun than playing British stuff. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think this is fun? Do you think this is more fun than the other videos? Do you think it deserves another video? Or do you think maybe it deserves a series? I don't know, it's too early at the moment, isn't it? Because it's just one vid, and you don't want to know what the whole thing's like. There we go, on the right of me, this is what I was talking about, getting things realistic. That's an MTA bus. I think it's short form. I don't know whether it's Manhattan Transport Authority or Metropolitan Transport Authority. It's either one. And I think it's Manhattan, because you never see them in Broker or Bronx. I think this is partly unrealistic, because we're in somewhere like the Bronx at the moment. Not the Bronx, sorry, like Queens, I guess, because Dukes is supposed to be a parody of Queens, and that's where we are right now. And they probably wouldn't have these buses. They have like Queens service and all that. Queens like bus services and everything. So yeah, but there's not really much I can do. That's one of the limitations of the game. Is you can only have one bus in the game, and you can't really reskin it unless somebody's bothered to make a mod. And nobody's made it like I don't know. I think Queens buses, they probably use different models to... What the hell am I talking about? I hate buses. I should know. I take a bus every day and I fucking hate it. The journey's awful. People don't know when to shut up, and, you know, sitting there for like an hour and a half on one, like every single day. I suppose people sit on there for 4 hours, some people. But, you know, an hour and a half is enough. That's enough to, like, drive, you know, really make you dislike them. It's like a guy at a payphone. I feel tempted to sing the Wiz Khalifa song, but I'm not, because I might get done for copyright. And you notice I didn't stick with an LCPD skin for this car. I wanted NYPD because I want people to recognise that I'm playing as a significant police force, not just some random made-up one. I mean, I don't represent them in any way. You should know yourself, because I really don't sound like the type of person to be in the NYPD. But, well, obviously, I don't think you have much cops in like America that have British accents. If you do, then people probably think, well, that's cool, but, you know, I mean, in films you occasionally have that British guy that, you know, he'll, like, be a cop or a soldier or whatever. Like, I think, was it Brothers in Arms, the third game, they had, like that guy that's from Britain or somewhere, then he was like, he said something like this, he said, oh, I'm a son of a rich bastard born to a poor mother, or something like that. And he was in the same platoon as the main character that you would be playing as, so you'd see him like engage in the firefights like everybody else. And it's just quite interesting because he's wearing American gear with the flag on the side. He wasn't like a British paratrooper or anything. He was an actual like 101st or 82nd. I don't remember which division you played as in that game, whether it was 101st or 82nd Airborne, but he was one of them. It was quite interesting. So I mean, who says you can't, you know, who says you can't do this? If anything, this is like way more fun than British stuff. But I only do British stuff because I can relate to it. Like I can say, hey, that's what happens in real life. Whereas in NY, for me, it's more of a fantasy world because it's like on the other side of the world. I suppose it's like that for Americans that play with British stuff. Think, oh, this is interesting and unusual, but you know, I can't really relate to it that much, apart from films. But in reality, you can't relate to British stuff from films because films you watch, they'll never get anything accurate. It'll either be the accents that'll be completely off, the vehicles, the equipment will be completely off, or just the attitude and the places, the areas and all that. They'll give everybody a Queen's English accent in London when they don't realise nearly 80% of London is all foreign these days. Like they're all, you know, different demographics. Nobody speaks Queen's English anymore, like unless they're from Cambridge or Oxford or somewhere, or like one of those funny places. Maybe Hammersmith and Fulham, but that's about it. Move on, buddy. That guy was like, I think he was passing a red light or something, so I decided to give him a I decided to stop and kiss him. If you read up on the parody of the NYPD Stop and Frisk, which has caused a lot of controversy, they've called it Stop and Kiss as a sarcasm campaign, where like they're sarcastically saying that NYPD officers have to randomly stop people and kiss them. It's a parody of Stop People and Frisk Them, and over here the Met Police, they do something very similar. They do stop and search. So if you're a certain demographic and you drive in a nice car like BMW in like an area that's like pretty beat up, then you will get pulled over. Like there's an 80%, maybe 90% chance you'll get pulled over, because they'll probably think you've stolen it. And there's a lot of respectable people that haven't stolen it, but because they're wearing clothes associated with hooligans or thugs, such as hoodies and like, you know, really low jeans and jewellery and everything, then they are going to get pulled over. And if you look at it from the police's perspective, it's quite a logical thing to do if they've been told by their superiors that they have attainment targets. So they need to arrest a certain amount of people per month, otherwise they lose their pay rise. Apparently that's what happens in the NYPD, and I think it probably happens in the Met Police Service as well. I'm not sure. You'd be surprised to see how close London is to New York and how similar the police forces are. The only difference is that in London there's not so much guns or anything, but there's a lot more assaults and, like, you know, battery type of things. I think in US there's more firearms related incidents, and that's about, you know, that's about correct, I guess. I mean, there's a lot of like thugs and people beating each other up there as well, but I think in Britain, because they don't have access to firearms, the majority of crimes that they commit with a firearm, they commit with a blunt force weapon or a sharp weapon like a knife or like a dagger instead. I don't mean medieval dagger, I'm talking about ones you can get from these like shops or black dealers, and you'll have all these hooded gangs that'll run around and stab people. I mean, you do get firearms crime in UK as well. Most of it is actually quite rife, but it's not reported, hence why you'll never see it on the news or in popular culture, because if it was reported, then people would start complaining, they'd start panicking, and that's why Americans have a very misguided view of what goes on in Britain. But, I mean, it's true though, you probably got more firearms incidents in America, definitely got more firearms incidents in America, because you've got more easy access to guns. It's not like that in NY though. I think you need a license and you can't carry them in open areas, so they're quite strict on gun laws over there as well. Especially NYC. There's no good reason you'd carry a firearm in NYC, because it's a very populated area. In places like Texas that's different, because you need to defend your turf and you're in like some random farmland, then yeah, that's a good idea, but if you're in a densely populated area like here, it's just stupid. Alright, that's dealt with. I can't believe it, time's gone so fast, like 18 minutes now I've been patrolling. I'm using that real NYC mod, which I don't think is that realistic, but it's quite realistic. Like, you know, they've really replaced the taxi skins to NYC Taxi instead of LCC. And I didn't use taxi mods just yet because I thought I'd just see how stable the game goes, and you know, I won't install too much at the moment. I'll just keep things as they are. So they got all the insignias correct, but the vehicle models, I guess they don't use Crown Vics for taxis anymore these days. They only have like a few of them. I think the majority of them are all these crazy like Nissan Qashqais and Toyota Priuses, and they're really awful vehicles, and the Nissan Qashqai and the Kia Sportage look very similar, and they're like the two most obnoxious vehicles you'll ever see on the road. In London they're literally everywhere. I'm guessing it's the same for New York, but you've got all these funny Lexuses all over the place as well. I noticed like popularity of vehicles on the street. It's not the most popular car in America, it's the most popular car in the state of America. You've got to remember that. Like, the most popular cars you'll see in NYC will be completely different to the most popular cars you'll see in like Los Angeles or Texas or somewhere like Alabama, you know? They will not be exactly the same. You can't categorize a very large country with a lot of, like, so I suppose, sub-countries inside it. You can't tie it with the same brush, you'll just get a misguided opinion. Why am I getting so philosophical today? I really don't know. I think this is because I'm overwhelmed with something different. I think we should just focus on the patrol a bit more. I'm just looking through the alleyways for any business going on, any silly stuff or any weirdos. 477609. I think 09 is the precinct's name and 4776 is the actual car's ID number. I'm not exactly sure though, but that's what I read like a while back. I think I just run a red light, so I'm going to pull them over. And yeah, I don't think there's any need to... yeah, I've got an angle in my car anyway. I don't think I have to give myself too much of an angle because this is a public road. It's not that easy to pull a gun on somebody. Okay, you skipped a red light there, buddy. I'm going to have to have your ID. In fact, I'm not going to give his ID, I'm just going to give him a citation. Here we go. I might just carry on now and just get in the vehicle and start doing pulling over and all that as well, because it's something to do. Oh shit, shots fired. Should I do it to respond or not to respond? I'm going to respond anyway. Let me part. Oh yeah, exactly. This is NYC. Nobody moves out the way for cops. The cops have to push them with their ram bars. They do that apparently. I've seen them do that. They'll like humiliate the person by saying, "Hey asshole, move out of the way," or like move off the street or something like that. They'll just say it really loud, and then they'll like put their horn on really loud with their bullhorn. They'll just keep it pressed and they'll push the car onto the crossroad. I know it sounds really stupid, but I suppose if there's something like this what's happening on right now, then you need to get there instantly. I don't know what their policy is on crossing red lights though. If vehicles are allowed to cross red lights, because they could cause a major problem if they did that. Oh, we got one on the other side of the corridor. Oh, sorry, corridor. What am I talking about? It's college dialect, so we're doing. I mean, one on the other side of the wall. Oh, there's only two left. I'm gonna shoot multiple times and make sure they're dead, because that's what they do in real life. That's what all cops do in real life. Get down, motherfucker! Ah, let's retrieve the weapons. The Wepsies. I'm gonna look. I know there's no suspect around. I'm just gonna do this because I feel really cool. Like it's like something out of Black Hawk Down. You know, you're pointing your weapon at different corners of the building in front of you while you're walking through a street where there's possible hostiles. So it's just cool to do that. Yeah, there's nobody behind the bin. Nobody behind that dumpster. Nobody on the stairs. I think it's safe to say we can call this. I don't know. What's the cost code? I'm gonna call this code 4. Yeah, code 4. I guess you call it code 4. 10 codes. That's something I'm gonna get used to, and that's something that if I say it in London's calling, I'm gonna get fried for. So you do not use 10 codes. If you're a British clan and you run 10 codes, then you're a really shit clan. Okay, and now I am, I guess I'm 1076 to that drunk driver. I can use my siren flat out here because it's a suburban part of NY and I've seen them do it, and there's like no traffic on the road, so it makes sense. It's not much, it's not a residential area, so there's nobody working this time of night, so if you use your common sense, it's better to minimise accidents than just follow procedure literally by the book. Okay, and yeah, 1023 on that drunk driver. There he is. We've got him. He's I will have to pursue him, I think. This is fun.
Pull over now. You have been warned.
Pull over, bitch. Yeah, pull over. Yep, let's put him in. Yeah, let's box him in. Hooray. Can't get out, motherfucker. My car's too heavy. That stupid little Honda, or whatever it is struggling to get out of my reach. Oh, it's a she. Sorry. It's a she, yeah. Well, she's really knocked out, isn't she? I'm going to cover this car anyway, just in case she decides to get back in it again. There we go. The rest of the precinct has shown up. And they're going to put her under arrest. Interesting trivial question. You know NYPD, well, if you guys didn't notice, you think, why don't they carry body armor? Well, they do. They wear them under their shirts. And it's a stupid idea, isn't it? But that's what they do. It's bulletproof, so if you shoot a cop, don't think that they will instantly bleed out. They will probably absorb the hit and they'll just get back up. They'll probably be like knocked out. They'll get back up and they'll start shooting you, and you won't have anything on unless you're like someone out of. I was gonna say Reservoir Dogs, but I remembered that guy was bleeding in the back of the car. So I thought, nah, maybe not. This car doesn't have AMP. Sorry, not ANPR, ALPR. I've got to get used to saying that now. This car doesn't have ALPR on it, does it? So what is their policy on ALPR? I guess they have them on the traffic lights, don't they? They have so many traffic lights, and like they don't need to put them on the vehicles themselves. They just have to roll around with them. Okay, this is getting a bit of a late shift now. Past my local precinct. It's on the right. That's the station that we turned out of at the beginning of the game, I think. Oh, was it not? No, I don't think we turned out of any station, did we? I just started recording when I was in the middle of the street. That guy ran a red light again, like, honestly. People, what the hell? He's decided all over a red light he's going to run for the police. Obviously, he's probably a drug dealer and he doesn't want to pull over because I'll search for something, and he's probably like run that red light because he's, you know, he's late for a deal. Late for rolling a joint. You get what I mean? He rolls his joint up. Really bad accent. 2.0 is now in progress. That van should have stopped. He shouldn't have carried on going. I think NYPD use the rumbler siren as well now, but I don't know how many units like use it. I don't know whether it's only the new units that use it, and I don't know whether with the rumbler siren. Oh wow, terrible driving. As I was saying, with the rumbler siren, do you have to turn a button saying rumbler on, and you can choose to turn it on and off? And what's their policy for turning it on and off? I'm not exactly sure yet. I guess I'll try one of the patrols. I don't think it really matters, to be honest. Oh, brilliant driving. Yeah, that cop just enthusiastically rammed him as well. He's getting away! Oh, idiot! He's got hit by the traffic as well. The, you know, the ongoing traffic. That's what happens when you run against traffic. Let's inspect the scene. Shit! Put your hands on your head, motherfucker. I'm not supposed to swear, but okay. Wow, brilliant driving from that car in front as well. Alright, I guess that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, share, subscribe, and there will definitely most probably be more. And tell me if you want more. I mean, what's your opinion on this? What do you think? Do you like some more of these videos? If you don't, I'll probably make them anyway, so fuck you. Because I like doing them anyway. But, yeah, I mean, I'm just going to drive around. That's the GTA 5 map in the top left corner, but I'm not using it in my game because whenever Games for Windows Live comes up, the whole screen goes white. So like whenever someone joins the server or goes online on my Games for Windows Live, the whole screen goes white. So I took it out for earlier on. I'm just trying it out now, but that's what I did basically. Alright, I'll catch you guys soon, and there'll probably still be British patrols. Don't worry, I'm not going to stop anything. I'm just trying something different today. It's like a sort of a pilot episode, I guess, of like a possible future series. But it's up to you, and it's probably up to me as well. So we'll see. Maybe I'll do an Impala next. Chevrolet Impala, who knows?